Okay, now we're talking about the difference of squares. Difference of squares is a formula that you have a squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b, a plus b. Now, if you notice, both of these are squares and you're subtracting them. Therefore, the name difference of squares. There is no such thing as the sum of squares. So never put that in your mind. So let's see, is 81 a square?
No.
9.
Oh, yes.
9 squared. Is q squared
Q.
squared?
Q.
Q squared, right? Q squared. So how do I get my answer? Well, you need to do the following. This is a trick. You circle everything under the 2, and that's going to be one answer, 9 minus q, and 9 plus q. Right? One's going to be negative, and the other one's going to be positive.
Verification.
You
Check.
see? And then you check it by
You check
doing
the
the
answer.
FOIL method. You check by using the FOIL. First, well, let's check it. 9 times 9,
81.
81. 9 plus q,
9Q.
oh, no, I'm sorry, 9 times q is 9q.
9Q.
Q times 9, negative 9q, right?
Q.
And then negative q times q
Q is square.
is going to be what?
Q square. Q.
The q squared, right? Notice that these guys, they cancel. So you have 81
Negative Q. Yeah.
minus q squared, which is the original thing you have.
Listen.
Mhm.
So you checked it.
Check.
Let's do a couple more.
I'm sorry, so what's the answer then to that?
Oh, the answer to this one is this. This is the answer. This is the answer.
Oh, okay.
And then what we did after is just
To check it.
to check it. Yes,
Okay.
to check it. So this one, you guys to check. Difference of squares. Remember the word squares, remember the word difference, which means subtraction. Are both of these squares?
Yes,
P.
Yes. This is p squared. And this is
4
4
squared, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I told you that the trick to this is circle everything under the 2's, right? One of them is going to be an answer, p minus 4, and the other one's going to be an answer, p plus 4. So that's the answer. Simple enough. Let's do this one here. P squared minus 16q squared. Is everything here a square?
Yes.
Yes. So you have p squared, you have minus 4 squared, you have q squared. The trick again, circle everything under the 2. You have one answer here, and the other answer is going to be positive. So the answer is going to be p minus 4q, p plus 4q. Therefore, you have your answer. How about this one? Is everything a square?
Yes.
However, this is a positive here.
Uh-huh.
You can't do anything to this
Why?
because this is a difference of squares. This is a sum of squares. And there's no such thing as sum of squares because if you were to do this, you will not come back to this particular equation
Okay.
or expression.
So what would the answer be to that? Like,
Yeah, you could do a couple of things. If they were to ask you, well, is it, can you factor this? Can you not factor it? Well, some professors, they said, okay, you really can't do anything to this, so you just leave it as sim, or you could say it's prime, right? You can't factor this.
okay.
Okay, and then the last one, number 9. You have q squared minus 64. How would you do this?
Q squared.
First, you have to identify their squares, right?
Yes.
This is a q squared, this is an 8 squared. Second is a difference, right? Yes, there's a difference. What do you do now? You circle the ones, the numbers below the 2, and this becomes q minus 8, and then q plus 8. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. If they were to ask you, this is equal to 0, what you're going to do, you're going to solve each of them, set each of them equal to 0. So this is going to be q minus 8 is equal to 0, and q plus 8 is equal to 0. So again, there's no need for parentheses anymore. So this becomes q, you add 8 to both sides, q to the 8. And what is this? Subtract 8 from both sides, minus 8. Right? So you do the same thing, same concept for every single one of them. If they were to have given you, like for example, 81 minus q squared, I set it equal to 0. You first convert this into this, right? Which you have your answer. 9 minus q, 9 plus q. And now you set each of them equal to 0. So this guy, 9 minus q is equal to 0. And 9 plus q is equal to 0. So what happens here? So 9 can go to the other side negative, right? Negative 9q is equal to negative 9. And q is equal to 9. And this one is going to be the opposite. So q is equal to negative 9. So those are examples of you trying to solve for the difference of squares. Okay, thank you.